Welcome to St. Joseph Academy YouTube channel. This video specially prepared for class 8. Subject is Geography. In this session, we are going to discuss the chapter 2, Population. As you all know, this chapter is divided into two parts. First part you already watched in YouTube, and this is the second part of this chapter. The topics which we are going to discuss in this part of the video as follows. First one, density of population. Second, change in population size. Third, patterns of population change. Fourth, characteristics of population. Under this, there are three different subtopics that are age composition, sex ratio, working and dependent population. So after that you will come to the end of this chapter with the population pyramid topic. By that you will get points to remember, and finally you will get exercises of this particular chapter. Density of population, that is the first topic which we are going to discuss. Let's see the definition of this density of population. That means density of population is the number of people per unit area of land. So it is usually expressed as the number of persons in every square kilometer of the land. So how we check the density of population? Suppose, for example, we will take a first one example, that is, in your school there are 10 classrooms and there are 100 students. We are dividing the students equally into all the classrooms. So per classroom there are 10 students. 10 classroom, 100 students. We are dividing the students equally for each classroom. So every classroom we will get 10 students each. So same way we have this much square kilometer of land in India, and we are dividing the land area with the total number of population. Then we will get the density of population. So the population density of the world is about 50% per square kilometer. That means if you are dividing the entire world with the number of people of the world, then 1 square kilometer will contain 15%. So once again we are clearly going to discuss the the density of population. That means if you are dividing the land with the total number of population, then we will get the number of people per square kilometer. So as we already discussed, the density of the population is about 50% per square kilometer in the world. Density of population worldwide, if you are looking. That means that if all the people in the world were spread out uniformly over its total land area, there would be around 50 people in every square kilometer of land. I think now you are clear about this particular term, density of population. So let's go to the next topic. The density of population varies from place to place. Some areas have more population, more people living in some areas, but in some areas there is less people. Even though in your city you can see that some areas are flats and all, more people are living in that particular area. But some areas are plain land. There is nothing, no building, no houses, nothing. No people are living in those areas. Okay. Generally, large cities, coastal areas and river basins and are densely populated, while desert, mountain regions and forest areas are sparsely populated. So here in this picture, just below you can find one picture you can see continents population density. Continents population density, the higher rate of population density shown in Asia, that is shown in the yellow color, and in red color you can see that continent Australia, that is rated low. So Australia having a lowest population density and Asia having the highest population density. So some countries, they are not having much land. They are compared to other countries, they are having a small land. Okay. So but the people living in that country may be high. Number of people living in that country may be high. A small country may have higher density of population even though its population is not large, because all its people are packed into a small area. For example, Vatican City. Vatican City is a small country and the people also not that much large number of people living in that country. But the people living in that country is not too large and the size of the country also not large. Because of that, a small country may have higher density of population. At the same time, countries with a large population also have high population density. For example, India. India having huge land area. At the same time, India also have a huge number of population. So, countries like Bangladesh, Taiwan, South Korea, the Netherlands also have large population density. But among the permanently inhabited territories, the islands of Greenland was noted with the lowest population density. So now you understood that the population can vary from place to place because of many reasons. So let's move to the next topic. Change in population size. Okay, what is population size? Then we can say that number of people living in an area. That is population size. What is your family size? So number of people living in a family, that is your family size. Same way, number of people living in a area, that is population size. So how we are finding this? To counting the number of people living in an area, by that we can find out the size of population of the particular area. The process of counting the number of people living in an area, we can say that that is called census. There is an official definition for census. Just go through the definition. An official counting of population is known as census. It is done periodically to show change in population size. Why we are counting this population? Because we want to know that how much people are there in this country from time to time. So suppose for your information, human population on the earth at present it is about 7.5 billion. What makes the difference in the numbers of population of the last year and this year? There are two factors that can change the population size. One is birth, another one is death. Some death happen, population decreases. Some birth happen, population increases. That's quite natural. So we can say that changes in the size of population depend on the birth rate and death rate. So now we are going to look at the definition of the birth rate. The number of live birth per 1,000 people in an year is called birth rate. So death rate is the number of death per 1,000 people in an year is called death rate. The difference between these two rates gives natural increase. That means we can say that there are 1 lakh people died in a year. 1,50,000 people got birth. So the difference is 50,000. That is the natural increase of the population. So which is the main factor responsible for population growth? Natural increase, we can once again we are going to discuss the what is natural increase. The difference between these two rates gives the natural increase. So this is the main factors which is affecting population size. Apart from this, for each region it can be affected by some other factor. Change of population of a region. You already saw that death rate and birth rate can change the population size. In the same way, in some regions the population can be changed because of some other matters. Let's look at the things. What all things can be change the population? The population of a region may also change due to the following things. First one, we are going to look at migration of people into and out of the country or a region. That means when the number of immigrants, that means the people those who are coming into a country, exceed the number of immigrants, that means the people those who are going out of the country, then the country have an increase in population. For example, in India there are 1,000 people. 200 people came from US. So the total number of people in India is 1,200. And from India, some Indians went to Europe. That is 100 people went to Europe. So our population is 1,000 only. 200 people came from USA. So now it is 1,200 and 100 people went to Europe from India. So again the population increases. That is 1,100. So 100 people increased in India. In other words, it can be opposite way. That means when my emigrant exceed immigration, then population decreases. Number of people going out, then number of people comes in, then the population decreases. 200 people went outside India and 100 people came in, then the number of people living in India is decreased. So we can see that the decrease in population. Next, generally why people are migrating to other places? Because of many reasons they are moving. Majorly we can say that in search of food and resources, better opportunities, employment availability, job opportunity, education and health care, all these things matters in migration. Majorly, commonly we can say migration from less developed countries to developed countries. Normally, less developed country or less developed areas, people are very less because they are having a lifestyle which is not up to the mark, and people are always need to experience the better lifestyle, so they are migrating to the developed countries. That means they are leaving the less developed countries and occupying the place in the developed country. Same way, from the less developed areas to the more developed areas. For example, students from Bangladesh to USA and Australia. In Bangladesh and all, students are not getting proper education and all, so they are expected a good and developed or very high-end education in USA and all, so they are migrating to USA and Australia. Another thing, you can even find the difference in the villages and the cities. In cities we have good hospitals, schools, factories and all. So in the villages all these things are very difficult to find. So people from villages, that means rural area, they are shifting to urban areas. So these all factors will affect the change of population of a particular region. Because of all these things, some regions have higher population, some regions have less population. Patterns of population change. The population of the world grows very slowly, as the birth rate and the death rate both are high. Both were high at the time. So the population grew only very slowly by the time. But after the Industrial Revolution, medical facilities, all the facilities increased. So the population started to grow at a faster rate. The reason we can see, as we discussed, living conditions, medical facilities, all these things improved and production of food increased, which all brings down the number of deaths caused by diseases and starvation. All these things help to reduce the death and the number of people increased in the world. For example, look at the right side of the screen, you will find a table. 1800, at the year 1800, we have only 1 billion people. It took 1 million years to reach the population up to 1 billion. Just to see the next year, 1927, from 1800 to 1927, it is only 127 years. Between this 127 years, the population increased double. Just look at the last two columns, and that last two rows, 1999 to 2011. 1999 is only 6 billion. 2011, that means from 1999 to 2011, it is only 12 years. Within this 12 years, 1 billion people increased. Then the population reached to 7 million. Just look at the first column, 1 million to 2 billion. It took 127 years. And just look at the last two rows. There you can see 6 billion to 7 million. It took only 12 years to reach 6 billion to 7 billion. So that is that much faster the growth of population. So result of population growth. What happened when the population increased? The rise in the growth rate of population leads to the shortage of food. Earth's food production could not be increased at the rate at which the population was increased. That means population is increasing day by day, but the food production is not increased to meet the needs of the increased population. So some effort we made. That effort we are not able to control certain things, but we can control certain things with the help of the things which we are able to control. We started to control on that thing. So here we are going to look at one effort which we started to make to solve this problem. That is to control the birth rate, to ensure that there would be enough food for all. If we are controlling the birth rate, then we will have enough food for all. While we controlled the birth rate, it also resulted lower rate of population growth. Population growth different in different parts of the world. The developed countries experienced a high level rate of population growth when they succeeded in lowering the death rate. Just go through this line. Developed countries experienced a high level rate of population growth. When it happened, they succeeded in lowering the death rate with the help of medical facility, by providing enough facilities for their citizens. They controlled the death rate. At the same time, what happened? They failed to control the birth rate. So the population increased. They get a high level rate of population growth. These countries also succeeded in lowering the birth rate. Some countries, from developed countries, some of the countries are able to control the birth rate. So they balanced their population growth. Recently, less developed countries facilitate lowering the death rate. Number of deaths decreased, but some of the countries not able to reduce their birth rate. What happened? The population increased in a higher rate. Why they are not able to control the birth rate, because the people in these countries are not aware of the need of controlling the population growth. For example, we can take India. By providing medical facilities, insurance, many other facilities, we try to control the death rate. But in India, people are not yet aware of the need of controlling birth rate, or the need of controlling population growth. So the number of people in India increasing day by day. There is a straight population increase in India. So in overall looking at this particular topic, we can find that if we are not able to control the birth rate, there will be a severe problems like shortage of food, jobs, and many other things. So we have to control our population growth. How we are controlling the death rate, at the same time we have to control our birth rate. Otherwise, it's going to be a huge number of people in a small land, and we will lack food and other essential things for living. Here on the right side you can see some countries which have higher rate of population growth, that are Africa, Asia, South America, Australia. These are some continents which have higher rate of population growth, and some continents which have lower rate of population growth, that is Europe, North America. So all the out of 6, we can say out of 6, 4 have higher rate of population growth, and 2 have lower rate of population growth. So here comes another topic, characteristics of population. So the population comprises many categories: male category, female, young, old, working, and dependent people. Different categories of people. So which will help us to understand the quality of the population. So first category we are going to a character. Age wise we can categorize the population into certain categories. Okay, that is called the age composition. We are dividing the population into certain categories on the basis of age. The population of a country comprises 3 broad groups. In our country we are dividing the population into 3 broad groups. First group, people aged below 15 years. Second group, people aged between 15 years and 65 years. And third group is the people aged 65 years above. So why we are dividing this into 3 groups? To understand the quality of the population, we are dividing. We can see that people aged below 15 years, they are not working. There might be students. Okay, they are not working. Okay, so people between 15 years to 65 years, they are working. Okay, so they can use their energy to produce something. Okay, so people, last category, people aged above 65 years. They are old people, they are not able to do work. So that people also, first group and third group, that we have to support with the help of working population. Advanced countries, more people aged above 65 years. Means those who are not in some advanced developed countries, more people are there in the category of above 65 years because better living condition and medical facilities which resulted in a high life expectancy. What is life expectancy? Is the average number of years a person is expected to live. So we are going to divide this population with another set, that is sex ratio. That means we are dividing the population into two categories, major categories like male and female. Okay, sex ratio gives the relative number of males and females in a population. Okay, it is expressed as the number of female per thousand males. Once again I am rewinding how we are showing this figure, number of female per thousand males. So in Asian countries including India, there are more males than females. That means number of females per thousand male is less. In a country there is 1,000 males, but the female number is only 800, 700. That is what we are talking here. So in Asian countries, India, including India, we are facing this problem. By 2011 census, the number of female per thousand male, that is 940. If we are checking, 60 males will not get a pair. In developed countries, females have more life expectancy. That means they have more life, more age. They will live up to 100, 110 like that. But their males will not have that much life expectancy. So what happened? There more females are there, but the number of males are less in developed countries. But developing countries like Asian countries and developing countries like India, we have less number of females and more males. So we are going to check the another categorization of the population, that is working and dependent population. Just see the definition. What is working population? Children aged below 15 years and old people aged above 65 years usually do not contribute into production. They depend on the working population for the goods and services they require. That category is called dependent population. Working population is the people, those who are working in the country and producing something, giving service to another one. That people is called working population. Those who are able to do work, that is working population. Okay, but children below 15 years are not working, they are studying only. Okay, the people, old people like people above the age of 65 are not working. They are also sitting at home, or they are living their retirement life. So both this category, children below 15 years and people those who are aged 65 above, are depending on the working population for their, suppose they need food, they need health, medical facilities. For that they depending on the working population, those who are working. Suppose in your house you are the children and you are studying, and your grandparents, those who are above 65, they are not working, they are just enjoying their retirement life, and your Mama and Papa is working. They are between the age of 15 and 65. So they are working and they are earning money, and they are spending that money for themselves and the people, those who are in the family, for the people aged above 65 and people below the age of 15. So now you understood now who is working and who is dependent population. Okay, so the working population, that is aged between 15 and 65 years, that is called the working population generally. This section of people they are engaged in agriculture, industry, trade, economic activities, and they are giving services. They are involved in production. They are the backbone of the country. They are running the country. So that is the main category. One is working population, another one is dependent population. So now you understood the categorization of the population. In different pattern we are having. First, on the basis of age, 3 groups. Age below 15 years, that is children. Between 15 to 65 years, then 65 years above. That is the 3 categories on the base of age and sex ratio, females and males. And last categorization, working and dependent population. This will give you a clear picture of regarding the quality of the population of a particular country. Next main category is population pyramid, the main topic which we are going to discuss. On the right side of the screen you will find a small diagram. In that diagram, in the left end of the diagram you will find age. Next you will find in blue color the male category and the red color female category. At the bottom you will find number of people residing in each category. Okay, so we are going to look at the definition of population pyramid. Population pyramid, also called age sex pyramid, is a diagram which helps us study the age sex composition of the population. You can find age category is there, males and females category is there. So we can say that it is a age sex pyramid. So it divided the total population into 5-year age category. Just look at the age category. Okay, age groups are made with 5-year age group, 0 to 4. Okay, first age group means 5 to 9, second age group. The difference between this is 5. So next category 10 to 14. So the age groups are made with 5-year gap. It shows the number of people or the proportion of the total population in each age group separately for females and males. If you are adding the two numbers of male and female, you will get total number of people in that particular age group. Suppose 10 to 14. Females are 59 million and males are 55 million. Then you just add these two numbers, then you will get the total number of people in that particular age group. It thus gives the number or proportion of male and female in the working and depending population. You can easily find 0 to 15 is the depending population. Another category of depending population is 65 above. So you can check how many people are there 65 above, how many people are there up to 0 to 15. So add these two number, then you will get depending population. The working population age group is 15 to 65. Just count all the number of people which were residing within this age group, and you will get the how many people are there in the working population. It also tells us about the death rate and birth rate and the life expectancy. which help us to plan for the future. For example, high death rate would mean the need of better medical facilities. Suppose 75 above, only less people, means we are not having that much medical facilities. So people, when they are getting aged, we are not able to give much medical facilities, so they are dying earlier. But in developed country, they have enough medical facilities and all those things, so their life expectancy will increase. They can live above 100 or above 90 years. So that is how we planning for the future. So in India, suppose we are looking at the above 75, there is less number of people. So then we can plan that we need more medical facility. We have to improve our medical facility. We have to find new medicines for increasing the life expectancy. We have to reduce the death rate. So all these things we have to check. Another category is, if you are finding that more number of people, young people are there, then we can find, we have to take a measure that how we will educate them. So we need more schools, education systems, we need more colleges, we need more engineering and medical colleges and different things. We need to give education to the particular young category of people, because healthy and educated people of working age can contribute a lot towards the country's economic development. Healthy and educated. We need medical facilities. We have to give proper food, everything. At the same time, education too. Then only we are able to use that particular group of people in the working force. So that kind of people can be utilized by the country towards its development. Hence it is desirable for every country to have a large proportion of its population in this category. We need a lot of people in this category. Which category? Working population category. Then only our country can be the number one country, can be developed. So I think this is all about population. We are concluding this session over here. Here I am giving some of the points to remember, that is some of the definitions. Density of population, the number of people per unit area of land. Census, an official counting of population. Birth rate, the number of living births per 1,000 people in any year. Death rate, the number of deaths per 1,000 people in any year. Natural increase, that means natural increase of population, the difference between the birth rate and the death rate. Immigrant, an inward migrant, or in other words, a person moving into a country. Emigrant, an outward migrant, or a person living in a country. Sex ratio, the number of females per 1,000 males. Once again, the number of females per 1,000 males. Working population, the section of population generally aged between 15 and 65 years that is engaged in agriculture, industry, trade and other economic activities. Dependent population, the section of the population generally aged below 15 years or above 65 years, that usually does not contribute in the production, but it depends on the working population for goods and services. Population pyramid. Diagram which help us to study the age-sex composition for a population and also tells us about the birth and the death rate and the life expectancy. Here are some exercises for practice. To get the answer for these questions, you can watch the earlier video and at the same time pay attention to this video and watch the video very carefully and go for finding the answers for these questions. First, you have to find some short answers for the 9 questions. First one, what is population? Second one, when is a country thought to have an optimum population? Third, name 2 overpopulated and 2 underpopulated countries. Fourth one, that is what is meant by the density of population. Fifth one, name 1 densely populated and 1 sparsely populated continent. Then sixth one, what is life expectancy? Seventh one, what is sex ratio? And eighth one, which section of the population comprises the main workforce? Ninth one, what is a population pyramid? So some of the fill in the blanks for your practice. First one, among the countries of the world, dash have the largest population. Second one, the population density of the world is about dash person per square kilometer. Third one, an official counting of population is called dash. Fourth one, the difference between the dash and the dash gives the natural increase in population. Fifth one, in a population pyramid, a broad base shows higher dash and a broad top shows higher dash. Here are some choose the correct answers. First question, which of the following area is fairly populated? Once again, which of the following areas is sparsely populated? First option A river basin, an industrial area, desert and a city. These are the options. Then second question, the most densely populated continent is Africa, Asia, Europe, Australia. Third question, population change is affected by, options are death rate, birth rate, migration, all of these. Fourth question, the population of the world grew slowly when, options are the birth rate was low, the death rate was low, both the birth rate and death rate were low, both the birth rate and death rate were high. Fifth question, pick the incorrect statement. Here are the options and the statements. Plains have the lowest concentration of population. The population increases when immigration exceeds emigration. A fall in the death rate leads to an increase in life expectancy. Last option, most Asian countries have more males than females. Sixth question, which of the following statement about the population pyramid is not correct? First option, that is, narrow base shows a low birth rate. Second option, a broad base shows a large number of children. Third option, Narrow top shows a large number of old people. Fourth option, a steeply narrowing pyramid shows a higher death rate. So find the answers and write it in your notebook. Here we are going to conclude this section. Exercise can be done in a rough notebook for the time being. When this lockdown gets over, you purchase a new book and write all the exercise neatly in that book and submit for checking. Those who having notebook, that means new one, they can continue with the new one. And thanks for watching. Stay home, stay safe.